Under an agreement from Governor Newsom and state lawmakers, $6.6 billion are going to be made available for schools and districts to get them to open their classes sooner. Districts in the purple tier are asked to bring back at least transitional kindergarten through second grade by the end of March. Under the red tier, all elementary school grades have to return, plus at least one grade in middle and high school. For every instructional day that districts don't meet these standards, so after April 1st, their eligible relief goes down by 1%. But many local districts have already submitted plans to reopen later in the month based on the previous state guidelines. Things are changing all the time. KION's Jonathan Saravia joins us now with why many are saying they are not changing their start dates.
Aaron, school districts will still be eligible for additional state funding even after April 1st.
In order for a school to reopen, first of all, it has to be allowed under the CDPH guidance.
Public schools are eligible to receive $6.6 billion if they return to in-person learning. However, Dr. Deneen Gus says plans need to be adopted and approved in order for a school to reopen.
So it's important to remember that every single school district is in a different situation with their reopening process, in that each school has to work with their community partners and their union partners and their school board to develop a CSP, their COVID safety plan, and they also have to have a CPP, their COVID prevention program.
Dr. Gus says all schools have different academic calendars. Spring break falls at different times depending on what their negotiated calendar already has in place. This is one reason why some school districts will miss the initial deadline.
Between April 1st and May 15th, an LEA's funding will be reduced by 1% for each day of instruction the LEA or the school district did not provide in-person instruction.
Pajaro Valley Unified School District is one district returning after April 1st. In an email sent to KION, they wrote their start date was determined by both the number of staff who needed to be vaccinated and the case rate in their respective community. They wrote in part, "This timeline would have placed us 3 days prior to the start of spring break. Therefore, we decided to bring students back right after spring break. We have finalized our plan and we will be starting on April 5th. MPUSD is another district expecting to return after starting on April 8th. Dr. Gus says the most important part of reopening is having plans in place.
So the goal is to try to get opened by April 1st, but they're not required to be opened by April 1st. They should be opening when they have their CSP, their CPP, in place and ready to go. Have to work around their own districts' negotiated calendars to plan their reopening dates.
Aaron, it's important for people to know that schools will not lose money from their regular funding if they don't open by April 1st. The PVUSD statement will also be available on our website to read. Reporting from Salinas, Jonathan Saravia, KION News, Channel 546.